Good morning, dear audience. Today the topic of my presentation is volunteering helps people in need as well as volunteers themselves. Volunteering a few hours each week is an important way of investing in the future of our society. Volunteering is generally considered as an altruistic activity where an individual or a group provides services for no financial gain. It means to benefit another person, a group, or an organization. Volunteering is often intended to promote goodness or to improve human quality of life. Here you may see various aspects of this topic that we are going to take up in a few following minutes. My assertion claims that volunteering may have positive benefits not only for the community in which one serves, but also for the individual who is providing help to the community. Besides, it is also intended to make contacts for possible employment. This slide illustrates the most widespread types of volunteering. Well, such a trend is suitable for the global market as well as for the Russian one. So the first one is volunteering in learning programs. Poor schools and other education organizations all over the world rely on government support or on efforts from private donations and volunteers in order to run effectively. Community volunteerism or volunteering or volunteer work is described as companies giving their employees an allowance of paid time off annually, which they use to volunteer at the charity of their choice. And the last one here is skills-based volunteering. It is defining the specialized skills and the talents of the individuals in order to strengthen the infrastructure of non-profits, helping them build and sustain their capacity to successfully achieve their missions. Frankly speaking, my favorite one is help in an animal shelter. Let's watch the short video that can show you what experience you can get from this, from volunteering in such a project. Besides, this video explains to you the ordinary day of a volunteer.
This little video is intended to show you the wonderful adventure, the sheer fun, and the incredible love that's going to greet you when you come to volunteer here. Your day will begin by hopping into an auto rickshaw, sometimes with other volunteers, for about a 20-minute drive from where your hotel is. And most volunteers stay in the historic old city of Udaipur that was built about 300 years ago. When you arrive at the hospital, you'll be greeted by very warm volunteer coordinators who will orient you and show you around the hospital and get you started. And rest assured, you don't need any special skills. All you need is a loving heart, and you'll do a fabulous job volunteering here.
This slide shows off the most successful volunteering projects all over the world in the last 10 years. I would like to stress out the Russian one that is in the list. It is the environmental project with the name 360 Minutes. It takes place in Baikal. If you want, you can learn a bit more information on the internet because it is very easy to take part in this project. So let's continue a bit about our country. In Russia, the volunteer movement began to emerge in the late 1980s, although it always existed in the service of nurses during various wars, Timur and Pioneer movement, and all of the kinds of conservation, for example, societies and monuments. In connection with the growing number of social problems and the solution of which under the current economic situation, volunteers became indispensable, volunteer movement began to develop. There were people willing to spend their money, the free time, the energy, all the inner strength for the benefit of the society or a particular person. The legal definition of volunteerism is given in the Article 5 of the Federal Law of the Russian Federation. The main principles of volunteerism there are the desire to help people, the desire to change and to learn yourself, the desire to share their experience, good faith and lawfulness. So due to this law, everyone can be a volunteer regardless of age, education and material status. This graph demonstrates the growth of popularity of volunteerism. Now we can admit that since 2010, the most significant increase in popularity has been seen. It means that nowadays volunteering is only gaining in popularity, and I personally hope that more and more people will try themselves in such beneficial projects soon. So as I have already mentioned, My favorite is help in an animal rescue shelter. There are countless reasons why I prefer it. Firstly, most of all, you get back only positive emotions. Secondly, it is less dangerous as animals there are not as aggressive as people who are in problems. In addition, it does not affect your inner psychological system, so that your mental health cannot be damaged. Obviously, moral research itself contains the self-determination that gives participants the confidence in the ethical beliefs they have chosen. Volunteering improves not only the communities in which one serves, but it also improves the lives of the individual who is providing help to the community. Now I'm happy to thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, it will be my pleasure to answer them.
Do you volunteer?
Yes, I have already said that I have tried myself in 2 volunteering projects. It was during my summer holidays in the year 2014, and the last one was this summer.
Let me speak straight from my heart.
Is there any way to volunteer without getting out from a chair? You know, sitting right there.
Maybe you can just take part in any charities, just donate money in any organization of your choice. So I mean, it just depends on your willing. You can volunteer.
I'm just a teacher, so there is no money at all. But plenty of time.
You can also do some learning in Africa, learning projects in Africa, and you can have lessons online. So here you just need only your time.
How to become a volunteer?
To become a volunteer, you need to choose a volunteer organization that you want to take part in. Then you need to check the website to learn all the rules. If you want to volunteer in your country or even in your city, there is no rules about your age. So you just need to register to check in this website or call to the minister, I suppose. And then he or she will tell you all the rules again, what you should do. So, and if you want to volunteer in a foreign country, you need to be over 18, or you need to be with your parents or with somebody who is responsible for your health there in that country. So you just need to want to help anybody, to help others, and you need to have a lot of free time.